I think for a lot of people who live with privilege, one, it's like I remind people privilege is like being a fish in the ocean and you realize all of that ocean water that you never paid attention to is your privilege. It's just you're breathing it and you're living it, and now you've come to the understanding that it's there. And it's a little bit of a shock to the system. But when I talk to my friends who happen to be white and poor, they'll have the same argument. And I think one of the big issues here is that they'll see the stats that say that a white man with a high school diploma on average can make more money than a black man with a PhD on average. The numbers are clear. But for them, that's not their lived experience.
Right.
Right? Their lived experience says, I bust my butt. It was rough. I was eating government cheese and spam like the best of them. So who are you to point the finger at me about privilege? I didn't have any privilege. And I'm like, and my experience has been for those people, oftentimes it takes someone else with lived experience over a period of time to make the case for why it affirms their experience, but also gives some insight that something about you being white gave you opportunities that the same person with the same talent as you will not receive. And they'll see it in those kinds of exercises you just described. They'll look at their friend who's sitting right next to them, who they know is just as talented they are, and be like, oh, wow. Wow. And so I try to be graceful and patient with folks like that. It can be a little frustrating, don't get me wrong. But it's not until they see someone they're intimately connected to, who they trust, they're able to give them some insights that the numbers just won't give them. Because what they're looking is for that lived experience that tells them maybe your experience is maybe not quite accurate.